Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Free Flow with Nurkeever Griffith. I just made this video to let you guys know that I did make a bit of a rookie mistake while shooting this episode. So you will find that it ends a bit abruptly just because my memory ended up being full, and I only realized that at the end of the session. So just bear with me. My apologies in advance, but I just felt like I needed to make this video just to let everybody know what's going on. Okay, so that would be all for me, and I really hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. Peace.
I'm not rocking my bro. I'm like, yeah, I see. And then, yeah, did you pull it? But nobody else said or anything. But I'm like, now, if you buy a console or any gadget that they're selling, one time you're going to get the full version. Yeah.
It's
So,
marketing, you know.
yeah. But the full
Marketing.
version by itself is just like 200 and something US. Yeah,
That's like you buying it.
yeah, you just buy it and
Okay,
upgrades for life.
Okay.
Yeah, and you even get upgrades for the free version for life. So
Okay. But because they have some things where like you have the thing where you pay in monthly, pay yearly, and then you can just buy it for like a much higher thing, but you'd have to think about paying it again, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, bro, normally I like to start with icebreakers. So I have two icebreakers. The first one is in a perfect world. All right. So I like icebreakers just because it's making you forget the camera there.
Okay. Yeah.
Conversation, just having normal conversation, because that's what this is. I like the guests to forget the camera is there. People like to address the camera too much.
I get you.
But yeah, the first icebreaker is in a perfect world. So basically what it is you describe how your life would look in a perfect world. So job, money, assets, your day-to-day, whatever, pets, whatever you want to add in there.
My perfect world in a day-to-day.
Yeah.
So what my perfect day would be like. That's basically the question.
Not just day, like your life. Your life in a perfect world where you basically have everything you want, you basically achieve. Not achieve everything you want, but like you're at a point where you make it.
Okay. My quote unquote perfect world.
Yeah.
If there were to have one, would be me financially stable for the most part. When I say financially stable, I mean that I'm able to meet my needs financially and more.
Okay.
So that includes probably help somebody down the road, that probably or a neighbor that is in need of help. Anybody really, a friend, someone I see that's going through a struggle, kids who are willing to go to school and they're trying to pursue their dreams, but for me to help myself and help others.
So that's angel investor kind of millionaire status kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that financially, that would be what I'd like to achieve. Also, I want to be happy.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't want to have it all, but I'm not able to say that I'm not enjoying my life. If I'm not enjoying my life, I wouldn't like that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't feel satisfied. I want to be able to have a family, and be of value to them. I want to cherish them, and I want them to cherish me.
Nice.
I want to be an inspiration to people where they see me, not to praise me, but they see that what I have is God-given, and that gives them a reason to go to seek God.
Yeah. Wow. This thing as every guest that I've had on so far, I've had like these moments where it's almost like our way of thinking is in sync, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, because I have a thing I say when I pray or when I just talk to God or whatever. I say, just let me make it in life and I'll make sure everybody know it's you.
Yeah.
It's you that make it. And it's like you come in to say that same thing. So it's always, before it was a thing about we are all creators in our own right. When I was talking to the other guests. And it's like there's always something that makes me realize, boy, Like I literally am speaking to people that on the same wavelength
Yeah,
as me, that
yeah,
think
or
in the same level.
similar mindset.
Yeah, man, yeah, man.
Right.
Anything else?
Um, anything else? Apart, I didn't mention about my spiritual life specifically,
Mm-hmm.
but my spiritual life to be um on a higher level from where it is right now.
Okay.
I think everybody has room to grow,
Mm.
but particularly for me, just looking at myself,
Mm.
I would like it to be. I want to be like real
Yeah,
tight with
yeah,
God.
yeah, man, yeah, man,
Yeah,
yeah, man.
like me and Moses, God and Moses.
That's something you're working on now, right?
Yes, I am. I
What's your
am.
religion?
I'm Adventist.
For Adventist.
Yeah,
Okay. Harry. Because like at least from two things you said one is your religion, two is your happiness.
yeah.
And these are two things that I mean you'd have to make it in life
Right, right,
for
right.
you to
Yeah,
have these things.
right.
Happiness is an internal thing. Happiness is not necessarily because I can see why having a better quality of life, not necessarily financial,
Mm-hmm,
like
mm-hmm.
you know, millionaire
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of thing, but just having a better quality of
Right.
life can help with happiness.
Yes, it
But
does.
I believe most of your happiness comes from just internally and just how you just your perspective
Yeah,
on
I
life.
believe so too. I believe it's a mindset thing.
Yeah, man, for sure. For sure. Because you may not be able to choose your initial response to something that may
Mm-hmm.
happen, but you able to make a choice as to how you're going to react or respond to it after the fact.
Right, right.
You know, because yeah, boy, something tragic may happen, and what you know,
Yeah,
you shouldn't force yourself not to cry. You check it,
yeah. I
but at
get
the
you.
end of the day, you could make the choice and be like, you know, okay, that has happened. I felt it. It sucks.
Right.
I can decide to be happy now.
Yeah, yeah.
You check it. So yeah, man, yeah, man. So I just making sure you know that certain things
For sure.
you could work
Yeah,
on now.
that I'm aware of for sure.
Yeah, I
I'm aware of that, and that's something I take into consideration, and I also share that thought with people.
Okay, nice. So yeah, that's very interesting. Thank you for that. I like to hear where people's mind is at when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to that. That's very interesting to me. Um, you also can tell somebody, as I say, where your mind is at, your mindset, that kind of thing, because people give very different
Answers. Yeah.
responses, you know, to that question. So that's the first icebreaker.
Right.
The second icebreaker is quick fire questions. Okay,
Okay.
you smiling? You familiar with that?
No, I'm not. It
Okay.
sounds interesting.
So basically, what it is I have a list of questions right here, and all you do is you respond as quick as possible with the first response that comes to your
Okay.
mind. It's more of a quick fire would you rather kind of thing.
Okay.
Before it was I did like a quick fire where it was just responding, but it's kind of like a would you rather
Okay.
also. All right, so let me just get my list out. You ready?
Yeah, I believe so.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Skipping leg day or skipping rent?
Leg day.
No mirror in the gym or no music?
No music.
Wow. No gym bro. Oh no, sorry. Gym bro that talking too much or not smelling.
I would rather the gym bro that talks too much. For sure.
Okay. Never squat again or never bench again.
Never squat again.
So squats
I
like legs.
I but in the squat.
Never squat again.
Never squat
Oh,
again.
what? So you rather, anyways, anyways, always forget your gear or always forget your water.
That's hard, you know. Um, always forget my gear.
Forget your gear. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a good answer, I think. Only listen to country and western for gym or opera.
Opera.
Opera. Wow. Have a coach. Have to coach somebody that have a hard head or a beginner know it all.
A hardhead.
Okay. No spotter for life or always have a spotter that helps way too early.
No spotter for life.
Okay. Um, only be able to gym 3 times a week and one day must be cardio. Or gym anytime you want, but the warm up is always an hour of burpees.
I think I'll go 3 times. 3 times a week.
You need a lot smaller though.
Yeah, that I
You have to
actually
gym for
do.
6 hours.
I actually gym 3 times a week, right?
Oh, really?
Currently, yeah.
And cardio? Like,
And I
but
do
the
cardio.
one day.
Well, actually, majority of my days persist of me being active. So I actually need cardio, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
Oh, true.
yeah,
I check. Okay, just
yeah.
now. Okay, last one. Always have to gym in dress clothes or jeans, like jeans pants and jeans jacket.
Just clothes.
Dress clothes.
Yeah, just
So
clothes.
you prefer dress clothes?
Yeah. Because in the dress, I don't need to explain because it's quick fire. But I guess since we done,
Yeah,
but in
yeah.
the dress clothes, I could probably wear looser clothes. Yeah,
True.
I
True.
could,
You know, it's
yeah,
I so like to dress nice. I
yeah,
didn't even think of you could wear clothes that looser.
yeah.
Because you know I like to wear
Yeah,
a fitted
yeah.
thing when I wear
I would
dress
like
clothes.
fitted also, but there are also fitted clothes that are comfortable because
Yeah,
I don't like
yeah,
fitted clothes that are tight and it's
yeah,
not a four-way stretch
yeah,
or So once
yeah.
the pants is stretchy, and you could dress clothes could I would fit semi-casual as a type of dressy. Yeah. So
Nah, formal.
formal, straight formal.
Formal,
I
like
still would go with
tie,
it. I
button
would
up.
still go with it. Yeah.
No, I agree with you. I agree
I'll
with
still
you.
go with
Jeans
it.
just uncomfortable though.
Yeah.
I very rarely. I have 2 pairs of jeans that I've
Mhm.
had for a couple years now. I
Mm.
do not wear jeans very often. I don't like jeans.
I like jeans, but I mean, I try to mix and match. Yeah.
I agree. Okay, well, yes. Welcome, guys, to the Free Flow podcast with Nurkeever Griffith, the podcast where we take a look into the minds of inspiring, successful, and genuinely interesting people. I am your host, Nurkeever, and today we have someone here, a guest here with me. I would describe you as impressive. That's what I would say.
Interesting. I
Impressive.
like that.
The reason why is
Mhm.
because I personally don't see a lot of people in our age group with the type of drive and focus that you have. Especially in terms of gym.
That's crazy.
Bro, like to get to where you are, like people probably not seeing it just because of the
Yeah,
clothes you
yeah.
have, but you're huge, bro. And like that takes focus. That takes
does.
a certain amount of dedication. You
Okay.
check it, that takes a certain amount of dedication. I applaud you for that. But yeah, you are a gym goer, you are a business owner. He is a friend. I'd like to welcome Tibano Sylvester.
Thank you. I'll clap for myself too.
Yeah, man, welcome to the
Yeah.
podcast. Thank you for being here. I think I'm going to make that a trend and tell everybody that comes there, you're making all of my dreams come true. So thank you so much for being here. Yeah, bro. So we're going to jump right into it. What inspired you to start gym and be so dedicated?
What inspired me to start gym?
Mm-hmm.
That's something I've also been asking myself. And about, I think it's a year ago,
Mm-hmm.
I intended to create a video and I came up with a response. It's very simple actually.
Okay.
It was just me wanting to get bigger.
Okay. That's how it starts.
Yeah.
A simple want.
Yeah.
I want this.
And I've been wanting to go to the gym for quite a while actually. I was in South CC.
Mm-hmm.
I started for a month. I barely attended because at that time I was not comfortable with pushing and starting things on my own.
Okay.
It's not necessarily that I needed company,
Mm-hmm.
but I was always someone that wanted to do something that makes me feel comfortable.
Yeah.
I was stuck in my comfort zone.
Yeah.
If I have to ask questions in a public place and I want to know everything before I go into that place, so I don't have to ask questions, I don't have to approach people.
Yeah, nice. Okay,
But as time passed, I put that behind me.
Yeah. Because you have to start messy. Sometimes you have to just start messy.
Yep.
Not know.
Exactly.
Be willing to look stupid and then
learn.
And then get better.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. So you said you started around half a time.
Right.
So
that's when I started, but I stopped like just for a month.
But how long ago was that?
That was like 2019.
Oh, okay. All right. So that's about 6 years ago.
But when I officially started, what I would count as my official start was November 1st, 2021.
Nice. Okay. So why is that day so special? Because
I
you
mean,
remember that date. I surprised you to give me the time though.
maybe around roughly 11 a.m. Yeah. That time I remember it to the T, simply because I said to myself, sometime in October, I would start no matter what on the 1st of November, and that's it. That's final.
Wow.
Yeah. And from
Resolve.
that time, started, never went back. The only times I took breaks in my gym journey were for good reason. That was injuries. Yeah.
Gym
Gym
kind of
injuries.
injuries.
Yeah.
What kind of injuries you had?
I was doing bench press and my form wasn't the best, so my
Okay.
wrist was bending back and it was
Oh.
causing pain. So I had wrist pain, and I was still working on it, doing playing volleyball
Okay,
because
okay,
I
okay.
wanted to keep active.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it took longer to heal. So I was out for like 5 months just on a wrist injury.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite workout?
That's a very hard question, honestly. A couple years
Can I
ago,
guess?
take a guess.
No boy. Okay, depending on just how you look in your physique, I would say I would not say legs because you just finished say you stop legs or whatever. So I wouldn't say legs. I would say probably bench.
I think bench would be a fair response,
And
honestly.
second would be back.
Yeah, I like chest and back, honestly.
Yeah, chest, not bench, but
Yeah,
chest.
yeah. So, but specific, you asked what workout, so
Yeah, true, true.
bench would classify. I think
I outed myself as a novice.
But bench would be my go-to
Okay, nice.
by default. But honestly, I don't think I have a favorite anymore.
Okay, so it's just working.
Yeah, just working.
Nice.
For the time being.
All right. What does gym mean to you personally, though?
Gym,
working out, just because right now gym is not just going to the gym. That's a journey for you now. The way you mentioned that date, I know
yeah.
is how you passionate about
I
it.
am passionate
So
about it.
what does that mean to you in life?
At a point in time, I would say gym was close to meaning everything to me.
Wow. Wow.
Because honestly, in times where I was feeling down, I'd go to the gym and I'd forget everything. Everything out, like
Therapy.
outside of straight therapy. I haven't forgotten my woman. Honestly speaking, I'll go in there for 2 hours and
you're on the internet. You're on the internet, bro.
Yeah, I'm being honest. That's okay. They can hate. Yeah, but gym meant everything to me once upon a time. As for now, I could still say that it has a significant impact on my life, and it still means a lot to me. It's part of who I am now.
Nice.
It helps me with my discipline. And right now, it's like it's in my bloodstream. Like I don't think I could go back.
If you go gym, you have shower.
I think now I've developed some balance. So if I don't go, I'm okay.
Okay.
Simply because I have more things prioritizing now, which especially my business.
Yes, but it's still part of
me.
Lifestyle.
Once I could go to gym, I will go to gym. Right.
All right. What's because you say it's part of your life and thing, but I know sometimes like them things does get hard. Like you have work, you have life, you just have things to do. You just having a bad day or whatever. What's the hardest part about being consistent in gym?
The hardest part about
Or
being
is it hard
consistent
to be consistent for you?
Okay.
Just with your schedule and whatnot.
Let's see how I could answer that as best as I can. At this point, I don't think it's hard for me to become consistent anymore.
Okay.
I have a belief that anything that we want to do, we'll get it done.
True.
It's just a matter of priorities.
I completely agree. Anything you need to get done,
you will get it done.
Yeah.
What made me realize that is sitting down and thinking to myself, when we have to do the negative stuff, it's very easy for us to do it. It could be whatever it is. I know I'm not going to name things, but it could be whatever it is.
But we know.
But yes, we know. But when it's time to do the things that are good, and unfortunately we equivalence good to hard, it's difficult for us. It's more of a challenge for us to do that which is good.
Yeah. Well, the thing about it is the good things are normally, because I would not necessarily say good or bad or negative.
Yeah.
Because it's just what's within our comfort zone.
Right.
So anything we would want to do to like get out of that comfort zone or
We
push
don't want
ourselves
to.
forward, it's hard.
It's yeah.
You check it. So yeah.
Yeah. And if we really truly wanted it,
Mm.
we would step out of that zone.
Yeah.
And what's funny about the comfort zone is, imagine a circle.
Mm-hmm.
So you're in the center and you have a circle. That's your comfort zone. Everything out of that circle is obviously out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
Every step that you take out of your comfort zone, you now become comfortable in that area. So your comfort zone widens.
Yes.
And I like gym because, to me, you keep on learning more. And that's where I truly stepped out of my comfort zone. And there's so many different areas you could go to in gym. So everybody has a different path. Everybody has a different goal in the gym. Yours might be gaining size. Mine might be losing fat. So what's in your comfort zone might not be in my comfort zone, and vice versa.
True.
And sometimes this year I might be trying to gain, but next year I'm trying to cut.
Yeah.
And in cutting, it's more difficult than me gaining. And I mean, always there's I could keep on going on and on. The same thing goes for cardio. If you're just trying to do a new program and you're trying to do more cardio during the week, you try your diet.
Yeah.
That's an even harder thing to maintain. So there's even your sleep.
Yeah.
It's like a life-changing experience.
Only when I kind of started gym, that kind of thing, I realized, boy, sleep plays a huge role in terms of recovery, in terms of growth, just that kind of thing, just healing your body. Sleep, like, just imagine when you're sick and you have the flu and thing, all you want to do is sleep. Is your body trying to heal itself? So yeah man, I completely understand that. So basically, what you're saying is, it helps you just learn and be better, because there's so many different goals, and as part of the journey, there's so many different things you could do as a person in the gym. So that circle just grows and grows, and it becomes your entire routine and lifestyle becomes your comfort zone.
Yes. And there's one thing that I really like about the gym is the people you meet at the gym. I mean, I knew you went to college.
Yeah.
You saw my face was familiar.
Yeah.
But if we didn't meet in the gym, we would not be here today.
True.
And that's just facts.
That's true.
I don't think you would see me on the streets, even though you saw my video, and then approach me and ask me.
I'll probably see you, but pass the street.
Exactly. Yeah. Both of us would be like, I'm not looking familiar.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
It. But in the gym, it's like I find the environment is warm. It's easier to approach people and network with people.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Not everybody, unfortunately.
Really? I've never had that experience, fortunately.
Not everybody. I mean, most people that I've approached and spoken to has been okay. But I had that one experience.
Really?
It's like, what?
Tell me about that.
So...
That's very interesting.
Yeah. Story time.
Yeah.
So usually... I'll try not to out myself too much.
After that, out yourself.
But usually, when I go to the gym, I'm open to speaking to people. I know maybe not everybody might be open to speaking, or they don't want long conversations. Some people are more focused on the workout. Some people just want to go in and out. That's it. They find when they in the gym, that's the time for themselves, and I respect that. But I usually keep my eyes open, just to help people. Because I would have liked it if I got more help when I was in the gym.
Okay.
And I did get help along the way, and I appreciate that. And that's how I ended up networking, or beginning to network with people through the help that people gave me. So as of last year, I kept an open mind, especially because of where I wanted to be and how I wanted to progress in life. I said, despite the fact that I'm a extrovert, I've noticed that I don't network with people as much as people would expect.
Wow.
because
Wow, so you actually describe yourself as an extrovert.
yes, I do describe myself as extrovert.
Wow, I think you're the first person I've had conversation with to describe yourself as an extrovert. Yeah, man.
On the
Like
podcast?
in general.
Oh, in general?
Yeah, man. Most times, either you're an introvert
Or ambivert?
yeah, or like me, you in between, you're
Yeah,
ambivert.
yeah.
But I don't think I've ever, from my memory, spoken to someone that describes themselves as an extrovert.
Yeah. I classify because everybody has characteristics of both, but
Mainly.
yeah. But to fully know which one you are, where you fall, it's how you feel after the interactions for the most part. Do you feel drained after the interactions of many people, or do you feel energetic? Boy, I feel like I'm on a high. Like honestly speaking, sometimes you see when I see the gym have a lot of people that I know, that's when I get my best workouts. Like I happy, like I.
Bro, as we vex. Yo, when you see I enter, bro, I don't even have to enter the gym. From time you see I drive in and I see how much vehicles parked on the side of the road, I vex, I chups in. I don't want to go inside. You know how many times I reach the gym already and I say that's why I'm going back at my room. It's just my conscience, the guilt of I reach all the gym and just because they have all the people there, I'm not going to go no
Yeah, I
back.
get you.
Yeah, that's the only thing that stopped me from going back at my room.
I get you. But going back to the story.
Yes.
So usually like I said, I'm open to speaking to people. I'm open to people speaking to me. And I saw this woman doing leg press. And you know, all workouts can become dangerous if your form is wrong.
Yeah, man, for sure.
It's easier than with your form is well, you have to use less form, or you're required to be less meticulous with machines because they're easier to target. They're designed so you could just target the muscle one time.
Yeah.
But she was doing leg press, and obviously, you know, if you lock your knees, things can happen. You're not supposed to, and
fall back
at any day, any day you could just damage your knees.
Yeah.
So I noticed that the woman was locking her knees, a middle-aged woman, and I don't know if she had a bad day. Her approach, boy, I don't want to say I was ashamed, but I was like, wow, okay, sorry, I don't know, like, man, they're like as if like
you too fast.
Yeah, like as if something I do wrong so much.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I told her, your knees. Like I just walked up to her and I noticed like she was locking her knees. I said, no, just be mindful of her knees. I didn't say that like in any harsh way. I didn't, you know.
Sometimes it could, from your perspective, from how you were thinking,
I mean, yeah, that's true.
Sometimes the woman seeing a big sweaty fella walk up to her and say, yeah, fix your legs.
Yeah. So, I don't know. And so I was just cautioning her about her knees. I said, just try not to lock her knees. And I was walking away. So then I thought she didn't hear me.
Yeah.
Because she didn't acknowledge me. Because I see the woman they're looking up like you know how the machine is when they're loading her thing.
Yeah.
So I talked to the woman. It seems like she did like as if she didn't get in vex already. But I didn't check that at the time. It's afterwards analyzing the whole situation. I'm seeing like that's probably what has happened there. Yeah. So I tell her that again.
You go back and tell her.
Like I still sign up there. I tell her that again. I'm not locking my knees. I'm not locking my knees. Bro, I'm like, I see the gym fully, but nobody else said or anything. But I'm like, I'm not locking my knees. I'm not locking my knees.
I would never speak to anybody in the gym again.
Boy, that's the thought that came into my mind. But I was like, you can't let them things. You get? I guess I'll be a bit more mindful because usually before I approach people, unlike most extroverts. Well, that's just my thought. I'm not coming for you. I believe
obviously not. You're not coming for nobody.
Yeah. I believe most extroverts tend to not. That's a common characteristics of extroverts. They tend to not be aware of the people that they're speaking to, and it's not an intentional thing, but they're usually not aware.
It's almost like you think everybody extrovert. Everybody
yeah. But I'm not like that. Just due to some experiences in the past, not any social experiences, but there was a time in my life I just started observing people more, and I think that helped me to adjust to certain people.
Yeah, man, as you should. You should be, because when you observe people more and observe yourself more
Yeah.
also, you just become more self-aware.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's like an energy thing. So I go watch you and just by your micro reactions
Yeah.
and them kind of
Right.
thing,
Simple.
I go see how I'm going to
Exactly.
deal with you.
There are simple social cues that people just don't get. I don't
Exactly.
understand how.
Bro, and maybe I'm not the best when it comes to just being self-aware. I don't know. But I feel like, boy, I'm very self-aware. Like, I know when I'm not wanted. I know when people want to talk to me. Like,
Simple.
I'm very conscious of that because
Yep.
I know I'm not the most social person.
Right.
So I know when I'm in the gym, it's not every time I want somebody to come and talk to
I
me.
get you.
It's not every time. Very rarely will I go and speak to somebody unless it's somewhere like you where I know you go school with me, you are around same age as me.
Right.
I go try and talk to you.
I
But
get
apart from that, bro, I'm not going to just walk up to a
Yeah.
random person in the gym and talk to them and have a full-blown conversation. Nah,
Right.
I'm not even going to, unless I see like, boy, wow, I really don't want to see somebody get injured today.
Yeah.
I go walk up to you and say, excuse me, I don't want to trouble you too much, but you know your former kind of way.
Imagine there was a situation where after that,
Mm.
there was a situation where we saw me and my partner that usually see me come to the gym with.
Yeah. What's that man's name?
Josiah.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. We went up north. Now, there's a guy, a big guy.
Do it yourself, bro.
That's what I'm trying to do.
People watching.
That's what I'm saying.
But there are a lot of big guys.
Yeah. Because if he sees that, you'll know what I'm talking about.
That's the thing, though.
Yeah, but I don't know if there's a young, I guess a teenager with him. I don't know the age. I don't know.
Yeah.
But there's a teenager with him, and it looked like he was training the boy or guy, and his form was totally off. Now, not that Josiah and I found it comical. So I was watching Josiah watching me. Listen, boy, wow, I want to tell him something, but I don't want to tell him nothing because I know the man that with him will take offense and all them type of thing and tell him and on the side don't listen to that man. Yeah, we'll tell him don't listen to that man. So I just telling Josiah that I have to be careful before I correct the guy and whoever he's training with. Also, it seems, I wouldn't want them to, come and tell me what I telling him.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So we just unfortunately watch him doing the form bad. I'm like, I just leave him.
Just leave that.
Yeah. 2 minutes later, I don't know if you know Nayam. He's a trainer. He's a personal trainer. Yeah. Nayam pull up.
And Nayam is a man.
Boy, yeah,
he go fix you.
Yeah. Nayam watch that. Nayam pass that. Nayam watch that. Nayam turn around. That's all you doing there.
That's exactly what Nayam would do, bro.
Yeah, Nayam would pull up on him and that's all you doing there. So me and Josiah both laugh one time because not that we tried that all Latin. Because we literally right next to the guy doing that. Yeah. And Nayam is like, Gasa, you not training Naman there? Yeah, Naman in that. So let me show you how to do that properly.
So anyone say,
the man say tell you that thing, yeah.
But I feel like we have to be so though. Like be your brother's keeper. I mean, you know the person, but like at the same time, bro, like you just don't want to see nobody get hurt in the gym.
I think people need to be more open to that.
Yeah.
Because with the situation with the woman, I'm saying I don't know what everybody deals with things differently. I don't know if she had a long day, if she had something dealing with. I mean, people react to different things different ways. And that's respectable.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is that I don't think I said anything wrong. And even if somebody were to tell you something that was off, as much as the person doesn't interfere with your personal space or anything, try your best to give them the kindest response as possible.
Yeah, man.
So you could just tell them, okay, thank you, I'll be mindful.
Even if you just say thank you, you're confident in what you're doing, you just say thank you and you go back and do your mind.
Because so many times people may have told me certain things. And it's always good to be open-minded, because you never know. What I'll simply do, I'll take what they say. I might not make the adjustment one time, but as long as I tell them, okay, as if that should be enough. If they come back and trouble me, then that's a different thing.
But even them, like I doing thing already. And them come and trouble me and tell me like, do this instead of that and do that instead of that. And I say like, dog, My thing feeling better the way I was
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
it
yeah,
before. I not
yeah,
injured myself or
yeah.
anything. But what he was doing is not because I had bad form.
Mm.
He was telling me,
It's more optimal for the muscle
yeah,
growth.
yeah, for the muscle growth.
Yeah,
And if you want to really work that muscle,
yeah,
because it was chest I was
mm.
doing like a decline bench
Yeah,
press.
yeah,
Yeah, so I just figured
yeah. Because I've
it was
also
the right
given
thing.
people advice like that.
Mm,
Obviously, those people I've spoken to them already.
yeah,
I may not know them like that,
yeah.
but then maybe I had one conversation with them before, and then I'd ask them what they're trying to target, and I'll
Mm,
tell them probably immediately. I'll tell them you could try this. I'll show them a alternative, and let them try it, guide them through the form, and they'll tell me what they think about it. And I'll tell them you don't need to do it. That's
yeah,
just a alternative to what you're doing.
yeah.
Yeah.
True. Harry, so yeah, you do gym. Was gym what made you start your business?
That's a good question, you know.
And well, even before you answer that, it's a two-part question. Was gym what made you start business? Part one, and one time you could just plug the business and the IG
Mm,
and whatever one time, eh? And two, why juice? Why
okay.
not snacks? Why not food? You know, why not healthy food, healthy snacks? Why juice?
I just okay. Gym wasn't necessarily what made me start the business, but eventually helped me grow more passionate to pushing the business
Okay.
in the sense of discipline and health and fitness, more or less. I actually started the juice business before I started gym.
Oh,
Within
alright.
that same year,
The same November for 2021.
October actually.
October.
I started the
Okay, okay.
business in October,
Okay.
and the business made the money for me to go to gym.
Wow. Okay,
So
nice.
the two of them are kind of,
They were
you
hand in
know,
hand.
yeah.
So they were born around the same
Yes,
time.
yes, yes, yes,
Very
yes, yes,
nice.
yes, yes.
Okay, so but why juice though?
Um, okay. The reason for it being juice is
Mm,
because of how it started. I I have an article on Loop News.
mm.
I said the same thing. I was in a corporate job at the time. That
You
was
mind saying what?
fresh start.
Fresh start. Oh,
Yeah,
okay, okay.
but I wasn't on the field doing construction because they didn't have any availability. But we were hoping that after I started in the office, after I would leave the office work and get a chance to go on site.
Mm,
Um, but that didn't happen. I actually got laid off 3 months after due to politics, and
yeah, okay,
yeah,
okay.
there was a change in
Yeah,
the
party.
parties, so
Yeah.
that caused that whole contract and everything to get messy.
Mm,
So many people got laid off. I was included in that. And at the business, it's when I was working there, I found what I was making was not enough. So I started selling juice to the people at work
mhm, mhm,
because I'm
okay.
a believer. Not it's not something that is too good, but for me, I feel instead of living within my means,
Mm.
I have to make my income rise to my rise to how I want to live.
I feel you, bro.
Yeah.
I feel you, bro. You have
So
expensive taste.
you understand? So at the time I was saying instead of saying I'll cut on that,
Mm,
I'm like, how can I
I
make more
will make
money?
more money. Yeah, but for
Yeah.
sure, for sure.
Yeah. So
So
I
it's
started
good.
making And that was actually my first time actually making juices. That was my first time making golden apple juice, actually. I never made golden apple juice in my entire life.
Okay.
When I started that was how I started. I took the feedback of my coworkers who were my customers at the
Mm-hmm.
time,
Have to.
and I made it better over time. So I started with lime and golden apple juice, and from there, after I got laid off, I decided, okay, I don't know where I'm going to work next. I don't know what job I'm going to get,
Yeah.
but I'm going to push the juice business. I don't again with the comfort zone thing.
Yeah.
I went out of my comfort zone to push for the business or to start it off, not officially, but to start it off. And I I was thinking what's the next step because I don't see myself as someone going in town saying juice, we have juice on sale
Mm,
and buy
walking around with a
car.
cooler and them kind of
I
thing.
not casting on people for that,
No, man, no. I mean, that's just not what
that
you want to
yeah,
do.
that's just not me.
Yeah.
I don't see me doing that.
Yeah.
And I was like, how can I do it different? How can I ensure that I get sales and also push the business? So I posted one night, not knowing if I would get any sales at all. I posted one night on my status, I'm selling juice in cash trees, make your orders.
Yeah.
Boom, I get about 12 orders, $60.
Nice.
And during the week for a month, that was just going well. People reacting to the juice. People, you see how people drinking CMOS and they tilting
Yeah.
they both doing it with the
sing
juice.
it.
I'm like, I've never seen anybody do that with juice. I'm like, are they being
Wow.
real or is it just because it's me?
Yeah.
And I think for the most part, everybody was being real. People were not just buying just because it was
You.
me. It was because the product was actually
A good
a
product.
good product.
Nice.
And that was just, it started as a way for me to make extra income, and it's continued in October that same year because I was laid off and I needed money. But after that, it died down. It was fluctuating off and on because I got a job in January. But as time passed until, let's skip until last year, October thereabout, through the gym journey, through wanting to push myself, through obtaining discipline, I decided, you know what? I'm going to try to push that business to, it could become something really, really great.
Yeah, man.
I could be the fruiter from St. Lucia that surpassed fruiter. You understand? And that's the vision that I have right now.
Nice.
It's more than juices, actually. There's more things to come, but as time passes and as time, you have to deal, it's a systematic thing. You have to deal with one thing at a time. So we'll see what is to come as time passes.
That's really nice, bro. I like the vision you have for it because that's actually that was actually one of my questions. Like how, just because the concept of the business is pretty simple. So I was just going to ask, how would you like to scale it? To make it into, because obviously I don't think just because of the type of person you are and the vision and goals you have for yourself for the future, you don't do just be selling juice or posting and saying make your orders and things. So I would have asked, how would you like to scale that and make it into something that is $1 million idea and not something that's a $60 idea. You check it. So yeah, as you say, things to come in the future. Yes, you don't want to plug the business page one time.
Well, you guys could follow me at Natural Blends, and that's my handle for Facebook and Instagram.
How do you spell it?
NATRABLENDZ. And
Nice.
you guys could also message me at 720-6953.
Nice.
So yeah.
But what is the hardest thing about running a small business like that?
There's a lot of challenges to deal with. I don't like the word hard anymore. I like to say that I have challenges or I'm dealing with a situation.
Problems to solve.
Yes, problems to solve. Yeah. Okay, there's a list I could give you.
Wow.
There's like, you never see them cartoons when they drop this scroll and that just bro.
Okay, but you mean like top three.
Okay. The top 3 problems. Sorry if I reach 5, but
no man, no.
I would say, to put it in a nutshell, doing it all on your own.
Yeah, I feel that.
Because I know I need a team. So, okay, let's start with doing it all on your own. Second comes to getting a team or making a team, finding a team. Because you want people
to pay a team.
Right. You need people that are of the same mindset as you. Because you don't want to just take on anyone. If you just take on anyone, you will come crash and burn.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's best you do it by yourself.
Exactly. But you can't do it by yourself. So you see how those two things already make it so difficult.
Yeah, man.
You're doing everything by yourself and you need a team. The third thing, which kind of falls under those 2 points, is trying not to burn out yourself, finding balance. Because if you do too much, and you'll always, with the drive that I have, there's a lot that I want to do.
Yeah.
But you have to find balance. You have to be patient. You have to plan it out. And it's one of the guys that I listen to, Jim Ron, I believe he's passed away already. But He was a mentor to people. He was a wealthy guy
Okay.
also. He always says that statement: "Failing to plan is a plan to fail."
True.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
And without honestly, I've been seeing it. You see, as you plan it out, you could see what step is next.
Yeah.
And you will not see the full vision, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because
But the more you do, is the more you see. Yeah.
Yes. And that's how it's like a steps of it.
Yeah, man, for sure. I can relate to that completely. For me, I had a small, massage therapy operation, and you see the burning out part is like, especially when for me it was my only source of income,
Right.
so I had to work. I
Yeah.
had to.
Yeah.
If I don't work, I don't eat. I
Yeah.
can't do nothing. So yeah, I can see the burning out thing where imagine you massaging 8 people in a day, and not 8 people in one place. That's
Yeah.
8 people. You have to drive. You probably do free there, free
Right.
down there, free down there. By the time you get to your second location, you burn
Burn out,
already.
yeah.
But you have to. You don't have a choice. And then I say, boy, what? I can't do all that by myself.
Yep.
I have to think of probably getting somebody on board, but somebody that'll maintain the standard that I have set, throughout the time that I've been, running the business. So yeah, man, I completely understand what you're saying about that. So with these problems that you said, what's one thing that you would change about your business?
One thing that I'll change.
Even in the beginning, like, is there anything that you would change from the journey that you've been through with what you know now from experience? Is there anything that you would change in the beginning, or like with your process? Because you would have had to make some mistakes. You would have had to, something would have had to happen.
Imagine the way I view life right now. I'm to a point where I no longer view mistakes as mistakes, but I view it as lessons. Without those lessons taking place, I would not be where I'm at right now.
True.
And due to that, I'm thankful for that journey. And there's nothing that I would honestly change about the journey. But if I were to change anything at all, is maybe push for the business more at an earlier time.
Nice, yeah.
But I believe God allowed it to happen the way that it happens. Because something about me and something about I've noticed about majority of people, they do things when they're ready. People do things when they are ready to do it.
Yeah.
And if you were to force yourself to do something when you're not ready for it, you would only be doing it halfway.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do it haphazardly.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you this, What I'll tell you is not necessarily when you're ready, but when the time has come for it to happen.
I get you.
Because if you have to sit down and wait to get ready, you'll never be ready. But it's almost like it will happen when it's supposed to happen.
Right.
And I really like your perspective when it comes to like just your perspective of just wisdom and how you kind of put God in the mix. Because as you say, it's God that making it happen when it's supposed to happen. You check it. So I really like what your level of wisdom is like. You think in the same way as I would. Because for me too, I would not change much. I would not change much because even massage, even if I'm not really doing massage so much right now, is like I happy I did massage. I happy I spent the money to go to school and did massage because it taught me so many things about just running a business, and then I can put that into a new business I'm starting. Even if the podcast, I wanted to do that over a year, probably 2 years, and I spend the time just buying gear, buying equipment, buying bad, wrong equipment.
Yeah.
This because I had no help when it comes to like people to advise me on what to buy. It's not I didn't have help. I didn't ask for help.
Yes, that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah, so I made so many mistakes but it made me learn. So I wouldn't change much for you.
Right.
So yeah, man, I completely understand. But yeah, so that's pretty interesting. I think you're a pretty interesting person. Just what we spoke about so far. So we moving on to the next segment. It's called 90-second coach. So imagine this, right? You are a life coach. You are a mentor, right? You are my mentor. You are my life coach. I'm disgruntled. I sad. I I don't know, like, boy, everything I've been doing so far just been failing, bro. I don't know. Even the advice you give me, you telling me stay consistent. You telling me like, just do what you have to do. Don't focus on. But I don't have patience. I want to get the money now. I want to get whatever I'm looking for. I want to get it now. You check it. I'm disgruntled. I'm sad. I'm demotivated. I'm on the brink. I'm on the cusp of giving up. I'm not doing that again. I'll probably just go and get another job
Yeah.
or start something else. I see my partner doing that. My partner making money doing that. Let me probably try that. You check it. I need you to coach me. I need you to, give me words of inspiration. Tell me your favorite quote, explain it and whatever. But I need you to motivate me. And at the end of it, I'll let you know if I'm actually motivated.
Would you like me to play it out as I would, or just tell you what steps I would take?
You my coach, bro.
Okay,
You my
okay,
coach. We're acting.
okay.
Right
Cool.
now, you're in Hollywood. Okay?
Yeah, man. See it.
So yeah, you're in Hollywood. I'm disgruntled, bro. I need some motivation. I need some motivation. I need you to help me out.
Okay. So, Nurkeever.
Mm,
So, first off, I would like you to plan out list out the things that you could take a book
mm,
when you're free time, or you could even do it now.
mm.
You plan out how you want your business to grow. It's not just about obtaining the money, but it's also about how you go into obtaining that money. Now, if you don't have any plan, obviously you would just be moving helter skelter.
Yeah.
You would not know where you're going. You would just be living day to day, and whatever comes, comes.
Yeah.
There's you also need to dedicate enough time to researching. It might be tedious, but I
I don't
myself,
like to read.
it's okay. There's different ways of
I
researching.
love YouTube.
There's YouTube.
Mm,
There's, like you said, reading, and sometimes you may not like to read, but as you start, you just find yourself diving into it more. So probably just start with one paragraph or short articles.
mm.
Articles are not too long and boring. You could also speak to people who've done the business before you. Speak to people who are actually successful in that regard. I also like to ask you, what are the people that you associate yourself with?
When you say associate myself, you talking about my
When your
friends.
friends,
I mean,
or you spend most of your time with?
if I'm being quite honest, I spend most of my time alone.
Okay.
So I don't really have, just because I run a business by
Mm-mm.
myself,
Mhm.
I just don't have that much free time. And I'm not that much of a social person either. So I do
Okay.
have friends,
Mhm.
but I'm not around people that often.
So you say you're more comfortable staying on your own.
Yeah.
Well, you might have to take a step out of that. Yeah.
Okay.
Not might, you will
Okay.
have to take a step out of that.
Why?
It will help you grow. You get to and associate yourself. When I tell you take a step out of your comfort zone and start associating with people, associate yourself with people that are going to lead you to the goal that you want to reach, the goal that you're trying to attain. Because as you have people that are here to lift you up and you to lift them up, you get different ideas exchanging. You get different people helping you out in different ways. They might not help you out financially, but just the words of wisdom that they may bestow upon you, that will help you a long way.
So you're talking about like-minded people,
Right,
yeah.
the way they might encourage you, and those people most likely, whatever they can do to help you, they will do it.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the type of people you should be around, and trust me, you'll get a drastic change. So let's go through it again. First thing, plan out
Mm-hmm.
what you want to do.
Okay.
You could do it as far as a yearly plan.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, you could do it as far as a yearly plan. Obviously, along the way, there might be some changes that you have to make, but you're going to break it down month by month. So you review the things that you are doing already, and let's just say for the first month, let's just see certain things that you want to do. Each day, you're going to dedicate some time to your business and how you're going to grow it.
Mm-hmm.
So things like, how are you going to make your marketing better? How are you going to get more clients? you think of those, you question yourself as to the problems that you have and how you think of solutions to them. And in doing that, that's the beginning of research. And then you start researching. Remember, research is not only reading and watching videos, but it's also asking people, like getting the word of mouth, getting the experience from people who have done it before, and additionally doing it yourself. You feeling, you trying it out, you learning the lesson, you seeing what works and what does not work. So you have to keep on reproving yourself each time.
I like that.
Yeah,
Reproving
yeah,
yourself. Yeah,
yeah.
true, true, true.
So after you've gone through that planning phase, also continuously, that already is a step out of your comfort zone, because those are not things that you're comfortable doing. But now you're going to go further, and in your communication with people and association, you're now going to associate with people that align with your goals. After when you do that, like I said, you would get the encouragement that you need. You cannot stay among people that are being successful and not want to be successful too. It's either two things: is you get motivated to do better, or you move away from them. And if you really want to obtain your goals, I believe that you would stay and push
Understood.
with them.